My friends, this is a great time to become a channel member. Every week now I'm posting uncensored videos exclusively for my channel members, along with custom emojis and live streams for members at the Arch-Villain level where you get to talk to me directly. Please consider supporting this channel by clicking the link in the video description and joining us in our fight to save pop culture. And also, check out our Patreon and subscribe star pages for exclusive content you won't find anywhere else, including Harvey Cthulhu's insane podcasts, photos of my vast toy collection, and members at the Legionnaire level receive a signed photo, membership card, and certificate signed by me. You'll find the Patreon link in the video description as well. Thanks for watching, my friends, and now on to the video. Greetings, my friends. I am Dictor Van Doomcock, the future ruler of Earth, broadcasting from my hidden base at the center of the Earth. And you know, while I continue planning the invasion of the surface world, I have a contingency plan, and that plan is named Harvey Cthulhu. Harvey is an eldritch god from another dimension, prevented from entering our universe through a tear between the dimensions by a containment field of my own creation. If it ever appears that I will fail to conquer the world, I will push the button that lowers the containment field. Harvey Cthulhu will enter our universe at last, and boom, it's Harveydon.
There is no sweeter word in all the languages, in all the towns, in all the world. Harveydon. Some words give you a feeling. Harveydon is one of those words.
And yet, my friends, the simple fact of the matter is, every day, even without Harvey, in so many ways the world moves closer and closer to its own unrelated pockets of Armageddon. Case in point, Hollywood. My friends, I've been looking at the trends, mulling the business models, calling out the lack of quality, the insane political propaganda, the morass of mediocrity. I've been predicting the end of Hollywood for years now, and at last we're starting to see that yes indeed, Hollywood, the theater distribution system, even the concept of going to see movies on the big screen in the theater, all of these are on the brink of extinction now. A Hollywood apocalypse heralded, if not directly caused, by Netflix's intention to purchase Warner Brothers. Folks, I've been mulling this over for about a week now, and I've reached some conclusions about what all this will mean, and in this video I want to lay out the case that Netflix purchasing Warner Brothers is an existential threat to cinema as we have known it since the creation of the form in the 20th century. I want to look at what happened and then ask, is there any hope, or is this the beginning of the end of Hollywood? In a recent article, Variety asks the question, is Netflix trying to buy Warner Brothers or kill it? In this article, they point out the obvious fact. By acquiring Warner Brothers, Netflix gets a mountain of creative content that's nearly mythological in its reach. Everything from Clint Eastwood movies, to the DC Empire, to the Wizard of Oz, to the fabled HBO catalog. Simply as an opportunity to expand what Netflix offers its streaming subscribers, the deal to buy Warner Brothers feels like some sort of ultimate bonanza. No doubt this is true. And yet Variety points out that unlike MGM, Warner Brothers is still an active movie studio. Indeed, more than that, they're one of the last studios out there that still makes that rarest of all things, good movies. Warner Brothers remains a powerhouse of a movie studio. It's one of the only companies that's keeping movies as we've known them alive. This year alone, the high-profile release of such creatively daring and popular films as Sinners, Weapons, and One Battle After Another, along with popcorn films as potently commercial as The Conjuring: Last Rites, demonstrates that Warner Brothers is a company that's helping to sustain not just the business of movies, but the dream of movies. The ideal of larger-than-life entertainment experienced by audiences in movie theaters as a vital and essential popular art form. Some people think that movies are going the way of the horse and buggy. A company like Warner Brothers has been the tangible proof that they're not. I personally agree Warner Brothers is historically my favorite movie studio, and this year they released the best, most daring movies. Hell, The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie, was absolutely outstanding and criminally underpromoted when they farmed it out to another company. Buy that movie on Blu-ray, folks. Hand-drawn animation in the Tex Avery tradition, a must-see for Looney Tunes fans. Warner Brothers, along with Universal, are the two remaining studios where excellence seems to be hanging on by a thread. So, what does it mean for Netflix to buy them? Could it be that Netflix is buying Warner Brothers to kill the competition, or is it worse than that? Could they be buying it to kill theater going as an experience? Ted Sarandos, the co-CEO of Netflix, has a different agenda. He has been unabashed about declaring that the era of movies seen in movie theaters is an antiquated concept. This is what he believes, which is fine. I think a more crucial point is that this is what he wants. The Netflix business strategy isn't simply about being the most successful streaming company. It's about changing the way people watch movies. It's about replacing what we used to call movie-going with streaming. You could still call it movie-going, only now you're just going into your living room. It in no way demonizes Sarandos. He'd probably take it as a compliment to say that there's a world domination aspect to the Netflix brand strategy. Sarandos' vision is to have the entire planet wired, with everyone watching movies and shows at home. There's a school of thought that sees this as an advance, a step forward in civilization. Remember the days when we used to have to go out to a movie theater? How funny. Now you can just pop a movie, no trailers, with the click of a remote, unquote. And here's the capper, folks. Here's what this is all about. Listen to what Sarandos says about his own motivations for the purchase. Quote, "Once he owns Warner Brothers, will Sarandos keep using the studio to make movies that enjoy powerful runs in theaters the way Sinners and Weapons and One Battle After Another did?" In this statement he made to investors and media today, Sarandos said, "I'd say right now, you should count on everything that is planned on going to the theater through Warner Brothers will continue to go to the theaters through Warner Brothers." He added, "But our primary goal is to bring first-run movies to our members because that's what they're looking for. Not exactly a ringing declaration of loyalty to the religion of cinema." A letter sent to Congress by a group of anonymous Hollywood producers who voiced grave concerns about Netflix buying Warner Brothers stated, "They have no incentive to support theatrical exhibition, and they have every incentive to kill it."
And so there it is. His own words, folks. But our primary goal is to bring first-run movies to our members because that's what they're looking for. If Netflix gets Warner Brothers, then it's looking like Warner Brothers will not be making movies for theaters, but for Netflix subscribers on the small screen.
Indeed, Harvey Cthulhu. Warner Brothers is a company that's helping to sustain the dream of movies, the ideal of larger-than-life entertainment experienced by audiences in movie theaters as a vital and essential popular art form. And in one fell swoop, Netflix could dim, if not extinguish that dream, bring it in-house, contain it, and ultimately, if they choose, snuff it. Not every studio acquisition is a threat, lest you think I'm being Chicken Little here. Rumors of recent changes to the Trek franchise suggest that Skydance is interested in revitalizing Trek, repairing the damage, and moving forward. But Netflix, their whole raison d'etre is streaming, folks. That is their priority. The more people stay at home, away from theaters, the more Netflix likes it. It seems existentially unlikely that Netflix would change their entire business model to accommodate Warner Brothers releasing successful movies for theatrical release. No, it's far more likely that Warner Brothers will provide a back catalog of content and generate new content for the 900-pound gorilla of streaming, Netflix. And this will herald the death of Hollywood. Theater chains are hanging on by a thread, folks. And most of the best movies this past year have come out of Warner Brothers. How many more flops can theaters endure before this camel's back is broken? How long before we experience a cascade failure for theater chains starved for quality content to the point where they have to contract to shrink away from the constant failures, close theaters to cut costs?
Dude, this is just one studio, right? I mean, there are others. Aren't you being overly dramatic here?
No, I'm not, Harvey. And the reason why I'm not is because you have to examine the reasons why Warner Brothers and Hollywood in general are vulnerable to being purchased by new media companies. How did Hollywood, the cultural juggernaut of the 20th century, get so weakened, lose so much business and cultural stock that they can be picked off studio by new media companies? That is the question I'll be examining in my next video, which will make the case that this apocalypse Hollywood is facing is not only very real, but of their own making, and it may be inevitable.